I'm in my bedroom and I want to show you something that I'm trying to do. Now, I've told you many times, I am not a seamstress. My mom was a seamstress. She would figure this out in 2 seconds, but that's not me. So I did not buy this. I found this little dress in our recycle and I picked it up for free. I love the stitching on here. It's just beautiful. But obviously it's way too small for me. The top is too small and it's too tight here. So years ago, I made myself this jumper out of almost the same material. It's a little thinner and it was just a plain jumper, but it also is too small for me because I'm not the size I used to be. So what I was going to do with this, I ripped it down the center seams, and as you can see, I've got it laying there, and I was going to turn it into an apron, but then I found that. And then another time I was down there, I found this skirt. So I want to use that and this and make a dress, a summer dress, just a sleeveless little summer jumper dress type thing like this that I can wear around the garden or in the house. I don't know that I would wear it anywhere else. So my idea is, okay, this is a dress of mine. This one is too big across the top. I have to actually take it in quite a bit. So somewhere in between, I have to have a size in between. But what I thought I would do was chop this off right here. Just get rid of that because it's way too small across. This one here, this top part is fine. It's just when it gets like right across here. So what I might do is chop that off and with that fabric, make a new top to fit the top of this. And then open this part up and use this on each side to make it wider. Now I could also put a panel down the back as well. So I would make a new top out of this. It would be a different color, but I don't care. And the other thing that I was thinking of, I saw a dress, I don't know, on the internet somewhere, and it had a nice, I gotta pull this up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. It had angled ruffles on it. So it kind of was very slimming because the ruffles went this way. And they weren't really ruffles. They were just different panels. Well, they were sort of ruffles. They were over one another. And I was thinking I could do that with that and with that. And then maybe add a little bit of fancy lace or something. I don't know. It was very boho. And I love boho actually. And this is a good start of boho. So this is my dilemma. I don't know where we're going to go to bed tonight because, I have to figure this out and it's going to take me a while. If any of you have any great ideas who are seamstresses or really good sewers, I do have patterns and I am going to get out. There is one pattern that I have for a summer dress like this, and I'm going to do the measurements and maybe use that to make the top part if it's going to fit me. So I will do some of that. But yeah, one is too big. This is exactly way too small. And that one, the top is fine, but the hips are too small. And this is just found fabric. So surely out of all those blue jean pieces, I can make one nice boho dress. What do you think? This little segment has absolutely nothing to do with my sewing project, but I decided I was going to put my chin up and share it with you anyway. This is my studio. We have a 1.5-story house, and this is the half of the top. And it's a nice big space. This carpet was here when we bought the house. and I have often wanted to rip it out. Number one, when you have fiber and beads and needles and pins, you know, all that stuff, you don't want carpet. And you can't. I have a vacuum over there. I'll show you. That one right there. I think it's a Shark or something like that. I vacuum up here routinely. If I've been doing a lot of stuff, I vacuum. I'm not a person who doesn't clean or vacuum or dust or anything like that. I try and keep on top of this because I know fiber makes a lot of dust. Now, that little vacuum there was a hand-me-down from Jonathan, our son. And it doesn't work really great. But I have another bigger one downstairs that I haul up. It's an old Filter Queen, and it does work. Long story short, we decided to go and buy a brand new vacuum cleaner, which we haven't had in a long time. And so I hauled it up here this morning with the intention of giving this a quick vacuum and a little bit of a clean, because I want to work on that dress that I just showed you. And I have to say, I am appalled. Now, I don't know. This is nothing. I'm not ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of the manufacturers of some of these vacuums that I use. This canister was empty. And look at it. Look at it. I am appalled. And I'm showing this to you, why? Not to make myself look bad, but to make you realize that, number one, not all vacuums are the same, which we probably all know. But number two, there is so much fiber, dust associated with fiber. And I sneeze up here all the time. And that's one of the other reasons why I've always wanted to get rid of this carpet. I wouldn't even care if it was just a painted floor. It would be something that I could wash with a mop and a pail, and something I could sweep after I got done, or mop with a dry mop. Now I'm really thinking that needs to be done, because that right there just freaked me out on a room that I thought was clean. Wow. Now, I'll tell you what we bought. We bought a Hoover High Performance Swivel XL Pet Vacuum. That's what it is. And, oh wow. And I know Gary had taken it downstairs to the basement where we have a Berber carpet down there with, they're kind of ridgy and, bumpy. And he had the same thing happen down there. He said, what, did we never ever clean? And we do. I mean, our house is clean. But, anyway, I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. And then we're going to get back to my dress. Wow, I can't believe this. And boy, is this ever nice. And I can walk on here with my feet now without any shoes and not get anything in my feet, like pins and needles. And it is, mind you, I didn't hear anything that sounded like a pin or a needle go in. And the other thing is, I only have it on medium. I don't have it down low because this carpet is not actually attached. So I didn't want to pull it right off the floor. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. We paid up for it, and I'm so happy that we got this, because I think breathing is going to be a lot better up in this space until I can get this carpet. I mean, and there's a lot of carpet. There's carpet in the nook. All this is carpeted. And then all of this is carpeted over here. So it's a lot. I could never probably afford to put flooring down in this space. Flooring is not cheap. And I think what I might do is just rip the carpet up and paint the floor. Just get some ordinary high gloss paint and just paint it. So, okay, well, that's this little segment. Now let's maybe get back to some sewing ideas for my dress. So I have picked out some of my patterns, and I'm just going through. Actually, I love this one. I absolutely love this one. I might make this. I have a really pretty old sheet. I might try and make this one for. I just love the style of it. This was a pattern of my mom's. She made this for somebody when she was a seamstress, and it's a really nice pattern. I just like the drape of it. So that might be one, but not with the jean material. I have made this one. This is the one that I made the blue out of the blue denim, like I showed you. This was the pattern that I used, and it's a very simple, just a very simple pattern. I also have made this one, and I actually really like this one. I think this is the one I'm going to use. I might even put pockets in it. Who knows? But I just like this. The bottom of this is much flowier, is there a word like that, than the other one? So I think this is the one that I'm going to use. Plus it has a little bit lower neck than the other one. Better for a dress. The other one is better for like a jumper, but this one is better for a dress. So I think this is the one I'm going to use. And I have this pattern. I've made this dress several times, and I love this pattern. This is such a slimming pattern. I made this one out of a jersey, and I think 2 times I've made this. Once with a jersey and once with a cotton. And the jersey, just a very light, thin jersey, just hung so beautifully. I'm going to keep this one out because if I can find some, if I get to a fabric store somewhere, I might buy myself some fabric and make this one because it's really, it just sits on you so nice. So the other one I have that I really like is this. I've made this several times as well. And this is really a cute one. I would wear it in the garden without something underneath it and maybe crop it off like this. So just a little jumpsuit type thing. I might try and see if I can. I've got a lot of blue jean material. Not material, I got a lot of blue jeans. Lots. And if I cut them up enough, I might be able to make one of these, but I would make it short. So keeping that one out. This is the other one. I might see if I can make some shorts out of some of those pieces of blue jean material. I'll see. But for right now, I think for the dress pattern, I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to measure out the pattern and measure myself and see how much, if it's still going to fit. I don't know if this would still fit me. I'm sure it might. If not, I might have to add a few inches here or there. And then I'm going to take all those dress pieces apart. The one with the fancy stitching, I'm going to take that apart, and I'm going to lay out all my fabric and see where I go from there. To be continued. I lost my scissors. There. There we go. Everything is in pieces. There's the front and the back, and the back and front, and this piece. So now I'm going to get out my pattern. This I don't need right now. This is the front, and this is the back. They're both on the fold. This is a very simple pattern. So this pattern will fit me perfectly. It's got all the measurements for the bust, the waist, and the hips. And I've taken my measurements perfect. However, because this is, this material has no stretch to it, I'm going to give myself a little extra. I'm going to use this yoke part. I'm using the skirt for that, like I said. So I pinned it all out, and I'm using the seam here is going to be the center. So there's going to be a seam in the center front and the seam in the center back at the yoke, but I can add some pretty little detail on there in some way. And I've drawn a line here with some chalk. That's going to be my cutout line here. So I'm going to cut it. And I'm just going to go to here. That's as far as I'm going. So now I'm just going to cut this out, and I'll have the yoke part done. So here we go. Oops, sorry. I have the front. This is going to be my front seam. I can put something like, well, I didn't cut it off, but I can put something like that down the middle and put some fancy buttons on it. But I'm going to do the same thing now for the back yoke. I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to cut it the same way as I cut this one. So that's the front. Now I'm going to do the back. So the back is a little different. I'm going to have to make a seam down the middle. I didn't have two seams, so that's okay. I'm just going to make a I left a 1/4 inch to do a seam down the middle. So that's the back, and the front is done. Now I have to decide what I want to do for from the yoke down. Obviously this isn't meant to have a seam here, but it's going to have one. So I have options, things I can do. So I'm going to see now what fabric I'm going to use for the front. I might use 2 fabrics for the front and 2 for the back. Who knows? We'll see. Well, I've got the front of the original dress with the embroidery on it folded, and that would be the center. But as you can see, I'm short quite a bit of fabric. So what I have to do is I'm going to cut some off of my jumper that I made, and I'm going to sew 2 pieces, one onto here and one onto here. I'm going to do that on the front and the back, and then I will cut it to the proper length. So I'm not going to record me doing that. I will show you the results of that on my next video, because I don't want this to get really, really long. I am going to add some of this maybe along the bottom here. I might make it a little bit shorter and then just make the bottom, I have to see if I've got enough, make a bottom sort of, not a ruffle, but make square. I don't know, I can't explain. I can see it in my head, but I can't really explain it to you. But I might make the bottom match the top. So I would cut it maybe here instead of here and add a little feature on the bottom. We will see. First of all, I have to get this done though. So I'm going to leave you here, and we will continue this on the next video, I hope. I need to figure this out, and then I want to get started sewing this together. I'm anxious to see if my concoction works. Is this what you would call making a silk bag out of a sow's ear? I kind of think so. Anyway, let's hope this all works out. I'll let you know in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me comments. Share. That all helps my algorithm. And I will see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.